America faces huge population crisis. Deaths will outpace births in 8 years. Now, this report comes to us from the CBO, and generally speaking, the CBO, even though it's nonpartisan, its conclusions, generally speaking, lean to the left. They're not majorly biased, but they do express certain biases. So when you look at a report like this, you have to wonder what could their conclusion be? Are they going to focus, for example, on abortion? Or are they going to focus on how promiscuity and as a result, birth control, or even utilizing abortion pills for birth control, those various aspects of American society that are destructive, are they the influencing factors in this? No. They're actually looking at the intended reduction in illegal immigration as one of the culprits in their estimates. Oh my gosh, we're going to have fewer illegal aliens, and therefore we're going to have fewer people giving birth. And as we know, or maybe you don't know, but as I know, the fertility rates amongst the illegal aliens is much higher than the fertility rates amongst American citizens. It's a cultural issue. But it's more than that. I would argue that there is at least likely certain scientific studies say that our health practices, including what we eat, what we drink, the drugs we take, the injections that we have put into our bodies, that those too have detrimental effects on our fertility. But let's get to this article, because there's one shocking thing about it. Now, few things shock me anymore, but this one little statistic shocked me. This comes from Life News. Jaron Krausen over there published. Annual deaths are expected to exceed annual births in the United States by 2033, a new report estimates. Population growth in the U.S. is expected to stagnate between 2025 and 2055 as fertility rates continue to decline, a report released Tuesday by the Congressional Budget Office found. A predicted significant decline in illegal immigration, as well as many women choosing to delay motherhood, are two contributing factors. Now, here's the part that blew me away, because I'm thinking, okay, so they're just saying it's declined over the last 60, 70, 80 years or whatever. But no. Listen to this. After peaking at 2.12 births per woman in 2001, fertility rates have been slowly decreasing. And they say slowly. I'm not sure what they're talking about slowly, because it's dropped to 1.62 births per woman in 2023. That's more than 1/5 reduction. Okay, that's like a 21% reduction in birth rate in 22 years. That's not slow. That's terrifying. Just saying. The report estimates this number to fall to 1.6 by 2035 and remain steady through 2055. I'm not sure how they get that. So, look, when it comes to predictive models like these, I'm very skeptical of anything that goes beyond a few months, let alone, in this case, a few decades. So I'm not buying into that, especially it seems as if anything, they're trying to downplay the threat here. Because let's face it, the threat is the globalists, the depopulationists of the world. And according to this study, they're winning at least the long game. They're playing three different games here. They're playing the short game. This is the thing where they do when they just wipe out a whole bunch of people at once. And they're playing the medium game, which I would argue could be, for example, injections that they give to the masses that could weaken immune systems, so where they can attack us, maybe not you and me, but other people, attack them over time and reduce their life expectancy and reduce their fertility, for example. But then the long game seems to be habitual. Let's get enough people to embrace abortion and transgenderism and promiscuity and all the things. And people will always ask, wait, how is promiscuity going to how is that going to reduce fertility rates? Well, duh, okay? But since I do have to explain, or you may have to explain it to somebody who asks you, you will find that the most promiscuous men and women out there tend to have a lower birth rate. And it's not the pregnancy rate. The pregnancy rate is high. The birth rate is generally much lower. And that's a problem. When people decide to become husband and wife for life, they tend to have children, if they can. And when people are out there thinking, living it up, hey, I'm going to be that 50-year-old, still hitting the clubs or whatever, they tend to find ways to prevent themselves from becoming parents. So that's when I say promiscuity, I'm really talking about promiscuous lifestyles. It's not the act of sex that slows down the reproductive process. It's the choosing to be promiscuous, choosing to live life as a party. That is where we get into challenges. The depopulationists are hitting us up from these three different angles, and we have to address all three of them if we're going to stop them. And I think we're doing a decent job at slowing them down, at least on the short and the midterm. Maybe. Decent job. We could do better. But the long term, that's where we're losing miserably. And I think these numbers demonstrate that. And the sad part is, I think these numbers are pretty darn conservative. Please be sure to subscribe to my new Rumble channel over at jdrucker.com/rumble1. That's the number 1. jdrucker.com/rumble1. That's where I'm going to be putting all of my shows going forward.